The views and opinions of the producer, hosts, guests in the show do not directly reflect the official stand and policies of the management, the network, and the company.
Is your business lucky or not at the moment? Have no fear, luck can be near or right here. You are lucky to meet the Feng Shui Master. We welcome you to the online luck mentoring program to help you unlock solutions to business case problems and profit with honor and lucky prosperity. Relax and enjoy your fun learning with partner in luck, Master Aldric Broadcasting live from Big Media, this is Philippine Business Feng Shui.
Good evening, everybody, and belated 500 years of Christianity since Magellan landed in the Philippines, no? And introduced us to our most popular religion in the country. Okay, tonight we will have an expanding of horizons, like the way Magellan discovered the Philippines. Let's discover a unique organization which anyone can follow on big media. It's called Talk.Shop.Asia, or TSA for short. They're celebrating their 6th year anniversary as one of the pioneers in this type of media. And we have as a special guest tonight their founder and anchor, Professor Rolly Pagaspas. Rolly, are you on board?
Yes. Magandang gabi sa lahat ng mga nanonood sa The Philippine Business Feng Shui. At siyempre, bago ang lahat, gusto ko munang batiin lahat ng mga naging host ko sa ngalan ng Big Media at V81 Radio Worldwide, ang mga sumusunod. JT Solis, Bong Magpayo, Arlene Padua Martinez, and JC Valdepeñas, Milet Wolf, Don Zenita, Muriel Villanueva. Mukhang hindi ko yata kayang sabihin lahat. At siyempre, gusto ko rin batiin lahat ng program partners na nanatiling kasama namin sa loob ng 6 na taon. Ang Philippine Retailers Association, ang FranCorp, ang Association of Filipino Franchisers Inc., ang Association of Filipino International Franchise Association, and Direct Selling Association of the Philippines, at marami pang iba. Lahat-lahat, mga 22 program partners mayroon ang Talk.Shop.
Wow. Okay. Rolly, I hope you will entertain my initial curiosity question. As founder, how did you conceptualize Talk.Shop.Asia?
Okay. Nung una, ang ginawa lang namin is, since I'm a retailing executive, so namin bigyan ng pagkakataon ng mga retailers na magkaroon ng opportunity sa advertising sa larangan ng mainstream media. During our time 6 years ago, the mainstream media is promulgated by a lot of the big brands. So ang nakapag-advertise lamang. Ito yung mga consumer brands at yung mga consumer durable ay hindi nabibigyan ng pagkakataon dahil mahal ang advertising structure. At bawat spot ay nangangailangan ng mula sa 100,000 hanggang sa 1,000,000 piso para ka maipalabas for your awareness campaign. So naisip namin maglagay ng isang programa kung saan magbibigay ng pagkakataon sa lahat ng mga retailing brands, mostly consumer durables, na makapag-advertise sila habang ang content ay kaakibat nila. So meaning to say that they'll be sharing the space on a content which is almost parallel to what they are selling or marketing. At doon nagsimula ang Talk.Shop.Asia bilang isang programa ng Philippine retailing industry ng Pilipinas.
I see. Compared to mainstream advertising media, so to speak, in the retailing field, uh, with its journey and its current status now, what would you say in terms of its cost per thousand, uh, in terms of advertising, direct to the point cost for
Ah,
any interested party?
well, gusto ko mo nang bigyan ng background na because of the pandemic,
Mhm.
everybody became online, or they tried to be online, and then they intensified their presence online. So, mean to say, ang mainstream media, hindi naman siya nawala. Naapektuhan siya in terms of the balance of percentage of presence and the way the advertising is spent between the mainstream and the digital media. So ngayon, kapag isang tulad natin, programa na gustong maghikayat ng mga advertisers, kinakailangan ang kanyang amount o yung rate na tinatawag ay pareho pa rin on the amount to reach at least the minimum of 1,000 person. So halimbawa, ang talaga namayani dyan ay ang platform ng Facebook na nagbigay daan para sa ating social media. Sila ay nagtingi. So mean to say that you can now advertise even though for a small amount of money, and then for a small amount of group of people that you can now reach, and they can now be engaged with you. So dapat hindi magkakalayo ang amount ng advertising cost ng isang programa sa digital sa amount of money that is needed on the mainstream kapag programa ang pinag-uusapan. Okay. Pero since ang mainstream media, they're doing the marketing of the advertising on a mass-based market. Mean to say, mas malawak na tao makakakita. Kaya naiba ang kanilang rating card.
I see. Okay. So very interesting, and especially nowadays, as you mentioned, it's been a year of pandemic, and this type of media has become one of the leading medium, no? To share retail experiences, and of course attract markets for the respective niches of each producer in the spectrum of the industry. No? Now, would you say the composition of Talk.Shop.Asia is composed largely of franchisees or franchisors group, the franchising industry?
Yes and no. Primarily, kasi the makeup of the retailing industry, they've got a special model of multiplying their branches, which is called franchising. But basically, the end line of the service component or the service sector is really still retailing. Mean to say, the kind of distribution will now be on the hands of the consumers via retail. Okay, so retailing is still the first and foremost industry that we are promoting. And then we are now capturing the MSMEs as our primary target market.
That's very good because of, again, the challenges posed by the pandemic, especially food shortages, no? As we're experiencing now in some key pork and other meat products, retail is suffering, no? Especially there's what we call this big threat to the malls, no? Mall
Yeah.
retailers are talagang dapa, ika nga, or almost 60%, no? And the rise of the new industry, which is online business and service delivery door to door, which as its complement has come to fore. I've noticed that even some of my clients who are major distributors, uh, they've added no, several warehouses, if only to support their online business, uh, compared to their normal store or mall operations deliveries. So, in terms of your membership and feedback from your associates, uh, what is the developing trend at the moment?
Okay. Yeah, as you know, the traditional retail has now been transformed into the new commerce. The new commerce is basically the e-commerce, no? And e-commerce has, I think, 4 to 5 aspects that can be classified as e-commerce. No? One is internet retailing, means saying you make use of the internet to sell your products. And there are different groups that can be said as a member of this. So there are those manufacturers who sell directly to their end consumers. So I mean to say, if you're a manufacturer, and then you make use of the internet retailing, you are a direct seller, direct online seller. Okay. Number two, if you are now getting products from the manufacturers, you can be an online reseller. Okay. And then now, since this kind of retailing has been promulgated by special groups on a community basis, you can now be called as a community seller or reseller.
I see.
And then if you've got to be importing from others, then you can be classified as an online seller, especially if you make use of a platform that can be said as a marketplace, and then you'll make use of that platform to sell your products, whether imported or you produce. You're now classified as a general online seller.
Okay.
Second, kasama dito yung mga booking a vacation, travel. Okay, so for example, if you want to have a staycation in a hotel, that's a classified form of an internet retailing.
Okay.
Third is the delivery. So I mean to say, if you want to order food, the service providers is a kind of a internet retailing themselves. And the fourth is consultants, mentors, coaches who do their service delivery via online is another form of an internet retailing.
I see. So a new crop of
So
consultants
maraming
here.
klase, no? So the value proposition or of the supply chain has now been segmented via internet retailing.
Uh-huh. And related to your group as a Talk.Shop.Asia, uh, what catches my attention is the word Asia.
Uh,
Apparently, uh, why the emphasis on Asia?
okay, during the time before the pandemic, we want really to open the borders, no? I mean to say, for a particular retailer who's now doing it locally and nationally, they want to expand. And that's really the most immediate area for them to expand on is the ASEAN. So ASEAN is a major area under Asia. That's why we were thinking for the aspirational part, instead of ASEAN, we have to place Asia. So that's really an aspiration of the program to reach out on a borderless scale, the things that we do and amplify. So the talk is the word that signifies a talk show, talk program,
Uh-huh.
and shop it signifies retailing. So we came out with a coined words of Talk.Shop.Asia.
Talk.Shop.Asia. Okay. When you talk shop, does this involve trade per se in terms of its two facets of bilateral trade like import and exports?
Yes and no. Yes, yeah, that can be said, but actually it can be of a business exchange mode. For example, we were about to open Talk.Biz Asia, and then the head of the partner community will be the ASEAN CEO community. We can have the program be uh, patronized by members who like to do business in the Philippines. And then Talk.Shop.Asia can act as a entry conduit so that they can, number one, give orientation, number two, give guidance, number three, give advice, or number four, mentor the company on how to get into and do business in the Philippines. Likewise, the companies patronizing the program can now spot an opportunity in the countries that is Talk.Shop Asia is being patronized, and then we can have another conduit there on a back-to-back relationship, and to say on the bilateral mode, then the company, the local company in Philippines can now locate and do business with that conduit in that country.
I see. Uh, Very nice business template. Huh?
Mhm.
Can you share with us these past 6 years? What were the significant milestones uh,
Uh,
in your journey? No,
well,
year on year.
yeah, we're happy to note that on our first year, we are just a talk show. How the Philippine retailing industry, as partnered by the Philippine Retailers Association, the voice of the retailing industry. The following year, we thought of our guests in the show on a weekly basis, which totaled around four companies in an episode. So in a year's time, we've got 200 companies already guesting in our program.
Wow.
It's already a community, so that's why we tag ourselves as Talk.Shop Asia Business Community on our second year. And what we do is during the program, the guests can now interact with each other over a merienda after the airtime of the program.
I
Well,
see.
on the third year, we thought that for the small pockets of people, we would like to put them together in a bigger hall. That's why we thought of organizing events which we called Crowd Fest, Crowding Festival. So all those who attended our guesting and the social networking can be housed in an event called Crowd Fest. On the third year, Talk.Shop Asia became an organizer.
Mhm.
Okay. And then on the fourth year, on the timing that we would like to transform ourselves from being a mainstream program to a digital program,
Mhm.
we also started heading a programming network. So that during the time we transferred from Inquirer to V81 Radio worldwide, and then we produced, according to the programming objectives of the home studio, several programs under the wing of Talk.Shop Asia. So we were able to produce around 13 programs for V81 Radio worldwide, which until now are existing, but they were segmented now to be V81 Radio LA in the US. That's why the anchor program there is Talk.Shop Asia Global USA Edition. And then second, V81 Radio Worldwide, for which we will now have hosts that are coming from the different continents. And then, of course, the V81 Manila has been partnered with a franchise operator, which is Mr. Charlie, a good friend of mine. And then some of the programs went to V81 Radio Manila. And of course, the birth of Big Media, for which it is our, or the home studio of the Philippine Business Feng Shui program.
I see.
And then on the fifth year, of course, we experienced the pandemic. So we rose above the occasion, and then we continued broadcasting. This time, the broadcast became the live streaming. But instead of having a physical studio, we went on to reinvent our digital studio. So during the time of the pandemic, on the seventh day after President Duterte announced that it's a lockdown or we are on an ECQ or quarantine period, V81 Radio together with Talk.Shop Asia came out with its digitally anchored studio and broadcast Talk.Shop Asia.
That's great. Okay. So you have a virtual going concern platform, no?
Yeah, that's why we are using it the same way now.
Mhm.
Um, but on our 6th year, we started to diversify using different formats of studios. So Talk.Shop
Okay.
Asia USA edition has been awarded V81 as its home studio. Talk.Shop Asia Next Generation or Next Gen has been awarded Big Media as its studio. And then the third program, Philippine Talk.Shop Asia Philippine Retailing Industry Program, has been awarded a panel of a business exchange site. The fourth one, we ought to launch and open after the whole week, sometime third week of April. And this one is titled Talk.Shop Asia Discoveries. Why
Oh.
discoveries? Because we were thinking that everybody would like to intensify their presence on the internet.
Uh-huh.
The online space is so much constricted that there are a lot of new ones coming out every day. So if you are the person who would like to know more discoveries, you may not be able to find out the newest discoveries in town on a daily basis. So we thought that a media component will be able to help MSMEs do this by having a program called Talk.Shop.Asia Discoveries, whose main objective is to amplify the new ones and the new discoveries that can help MSMEs in their business in the line of self-discovery. What are the new things that an MSME is capable of doing during this pandemic, whether on a refocusing mode, uh, repivoting mode, realignment mode, all kinds of modes, so that they can bounce back strongly given the pandemic on a second surge season. Second, an MSME will be interested to know the latest trends happening in their verticals. So we like also to amplify that. And of course, the third is the handle, no? The tools and technology that a company and a CEO would like to discover that he can make use of on full benefit for his company. And lastly, syempre, we should not reinvent the wheel, that a company would like to hear the different successes on a turnkey mode so that they can eventually copy, embrace, and be like the model that we would like now to amplify. So that's the makeup and handle of Talk.Shop Asia. Discoveries ought now to open around third Friday of April.
Wow, that's great. The only thing, if I may suggest, no, strategically as part of your journey, uh, would be to look back
Mm.
in past institutional developments and learn also from them in terms of institutional income generation and sustainable development.
Yeah.
Uh, how can this be? Because right now, I think your existing packages are based mainly on income generation from sponsors or advertising, right?
Yeah.
Uh, there's a big, vast potential if you look back in uh, local Philippine SME or management history, even in chambers of commerce experiences,
Mm.
uh, the need for educational, continuing professional educational programs, no? For any
Oh, yeah.
would-be entrepreneur or existing manager,
Mm.
uh, where technology transfer is critical. So
Oh,
short
yeah.
of saying that in various uh, educational endeavors, be it management or personal development courses,
Uh,
uh, you can develop a lot. A good template would be like what the UP Institute of Small Scale Industries did in the past, no? And still
mm.
continue to do. Perhaps you can tie up with them, develop
Yeah.
webinar or online courses
Yeah.
nationwide, or not limited only to nationwide, as you said, borderless, at least reaching Asia in
Yeah.
the next few years. No? Short of saying like a mini virtual Asian Institute of Management or some sort of uh, University of the Philippines Open University, no?
Mm.
Which is
Yes.
practically uh, without any capital being virtual. Okay?
Yeah.
Nowadays, we have all the pool of talent.
Intellectual capital lang.
Well, it's a matter of channeling the proper angle of CSR, no, or corporate social
Yeah.
responsibility tie-ups with the right institutions for you to
Yeah.
develop a very formidable institutional development planning course, no?
Yeah.
In the future.
Yes, I
Uh,
agree with you. Mm.
so I think that's the hunger. Uh, there are two types of hunger in this pandemic: real hunger of the stomach and hunger of the mind. No?
Hunger of the
uh,
minds. Oh my God. Mm.
yeah, yeah, because
Yeah. If I may add, the objectives of a media basically revolves around four objectives. Number one is to inform. Number two is to educate. Number three is to influence. Mean to say, if you say something, they've got to follow. Number four is to entertain.
uh,
Usually, all my programs would like to embrace the first three,
uh-huh.
and as such, no, we're now tweaking it on the trend of the now generation, which is user generated. Mean to
Uh-huh.
say, any platform that you like now to launch, or any program at that, which is part of the platform, should always rely on the consumer to patronize. And then the customer, the user journey or user experience on your platform ought to be great or seamless.
Yes,
And
yes.
so I agree that the control for the internal side will be care of the head, the CEO, or the team. But that's only a part of the game. The majority part will be based on the consumer that you are now targeting, who will be your user. And then a lot of your brand equity will now be dictated by how they experience using your platform, since everything now is online and should be digitized.
Yes, yes. Uh, that's an excellent objective, no? And especially now with the competition in the digital world in terms of internet
Yeah.
service provision with new telco providers, hopefully they will also compete in helping institutions like yours, Big Media, or TSA get the proper support, no?
Yeah.
uh, and serve as a platform for I appreciate your platform of the new term of millennials being influencers at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Uh, but I still was homegrown in the vintage platform of IEC, no? To inform, educate, and communicate, no?
Yeah.
So, uh, by serving as a medium of communication of whatever retail platform you would like to share with the target audience, it will be a very good vehicle. Like, for example, uh, just a theoretical, I'm not promoting any institution or
Any platform.
entity. Let, let's say into franchising, somebody would like to be curious. They see Angel's Burger all over the Philippines. No?
uh,
How do I get the franchise? Uh, what's the business template of franchising in an Angel's Burger? Uh, Perhaps programs like those that are really practical and down to earth can be very more productive, and not only spur practical development for the present needs, especially in pandemic, especially
Uh,
related to food production and employment generation.
uh,
Uh, I think the greater part that hunger of the mind is in the rural provinces now. There's a big need
okay.
for rural enterprise development.
Uh,
Again, it's a it's a recycling of rural enterprise development, perhaps back to basics, down to food production from chicken
mm.
raising to hog raising, for us to sustain long-term economic development, no? Especially now that we are deeply in debt. No?
uh,
Recently, we have country debt of almost $1 billion just to acquire vaccines. Okay, so
uh.
if people are
I would like to
educated,
add, Aldric, I
mm,
like to add that since the retailers have embraced the new kind of commerce or the new commerce, which is the e-commerce or the internet retailing,
mm,
franchise stores are also embracing the new kind of system. Something like this. For example, you will know because the model of franchise is one to many. So the one that you ought to be a model is the primary success branch. So now since it's so hard now to build another branch on a brick and mortar thing, meaning to say you've got to put up your store. They're now doing the franchise mode on a tweak model or tweak basis now, meaning to say that's the service pack mode. For example, ABC Chicken House. Well,
okay,
now their initial branch is very successful, and there are many franchisees that would like now to open. Instead of putting up a brick and mortar, then they will put up a service pack mode. Meaning to say, okay, you're now able to franchise, and then you'll not take care of the delivery of the thing.
uh-huh,
So it can be a smaller portion can be placed in your house with no branded store that is to be made or to be erected.
uh-huh,
So that's one kind of a tweak mode of franchise.
I see.
Okay.
Uh,
So because that is in response to the pandemic, you should not invest so many millions of pesos erecting a brick and mortar branch because of the call of the pandemic to be everybody should stay at home. But anybody who stays at home can still order food. So that's the tweak part of the franchising mode.
yes, yes. Uh,
So
that's
even
where
in the faraway places, like for
we
example,
get to the
uh,
point
you,
of
because you mentioned about retail countryside development, that can still be a very good sample. So that's why franchising is not dying during the pandemic. Because of the trend that
and
because one of the five components of the internet retailing of the newcomers is the service delivery. So the franchise has been tweaked to accommodate that kind of internet.
yeah. So very interesting discussion and topics ahead.
Mhm.
Meantime,
Okay,
we can
I'd like to
pause
run
for
my materials, Aldric. Can our tech now run
okay,
the different pictures so that I can describe them? Okay,
okay,
we are now partnering with the Direct Selling Association of the Philippines because the DSAP is also in a transformation mode. Remember the time that we like to engage a person or invite him to a direct selling opportunity or business opportunity meeting has to be face to face. Now, each and every
okay,
member of the Direct Selling Association ought now to be creative in doing their invitation to a new possible partner.
oh,
Or there's so many terms that can be said of that, you know.
okay,
Okay. So we would like to feature each and every company of the Direct Selling Association on a discovery mode on how they tweak their business during this pandemic. That's why they're a program partner of the Talk.Shop.Asia Discoveries. I would like to greet the chairman, Joey Sarmiento, of Max International for providing the opportunity for us to be partners again this year of 2021. Together with our additional services of marketing as a service, wherein we provide the solution to the requirements of the direct selling companies in terms of cataloging, product pictorial, and then video story playbook, etc. So we'll be able to service the members of the Direct Selling Association on a holistic mode to include social media and digital marketing as a service.
Wow,
Next
that's
week,
great.
of course, of course, we're launching one of our programs of Talk Shop Asia, but this one is not titled Talk Shop Asia. It's still for the road, and it's now on season 3. And our handle for season 3 is driving public engagement towards sustainability. So the Two for the Road is a partnership program wherein we mix and match different guests and their companies and different associations so that they can now partner together on a collaborative basic mode to a more advanced mode of investing in companies. So the program would like to forge collaborations and partnerships between and among guests of the program from season 1, and now we're now on season 3. But for season 3, we are converting the program to be of an advocacy program. Meaning to say, since the objective is sustainability and we like to drive the public for some engagement on that, it's this no longer straight business. So we like to promulgate social business or advocacy, whatever the advocacy of the companies are. We are partnering with Global Compact Philippines, which is an organization behind the United Nations Global Compact undertaking. And Global Compact Philippines has 37 members, for which we shall feature each and every company's sustainability program to answer the 17 United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. So there are a lot, no, from zero hunger to whatever kind of partnership that they would like to undertake between and among them.
Okay.
Next. Of course, no. My other handle, my other plans are I'm now the head of marketing of a esports super app called Kalaro. So we are
Okay.
partnering with the different brands and different investors, and of course we are engaging the different fans of esports as a game and as a community. So today we have met with CCF because they also would like to use esports as a tool in bringing the youth closer to God. So esports is not bad, as what they're mentioning. It's not addictive because it has already been addressed. And that's why one example is that a big organization like CCF, which is global, is also acknowledging the fact that esports can be a tool so that we can be closer to one another and closer to God and live a work-life balance in from now and until the future.
Okay.
Next. Okay. Nag-promote ako.
So, a lot of your content in, should I say, curriculum development for each program thrust largely focuses on business matching, practically, no?
It's yeah.
Where you match players in the market. It could be both sellers and also buyers and sellers, no?
Yeah.
Subject to the laws of supply and demand, no? If
Yeah.
I may suggest, again, no, just an undercurrent, there is always this gap of documentation like you mentioned, for the direct sellers, you may have features. You're able to help a particular segment or participant in the direct selling to expose their products in the market and practically help them retail. No,
Yeah.
what is imperative in the latent part would be the proper documentation. So I would suggest that
Uh,
you do also digital publishing, digital press. You know,
okay.
just like any university, uh, like LaSalle has its own press, UST has its UST press, UP has its own,
Uh,
but that one is hard copy. This time
mm,
around, you can adapt it to the digital market also. So
yeah.
anybody wanting to go back to the archives or research for that matter, uh, they have access to a digital press for
Mm.
research purposes. And of course, the net result of research, as we all know from school, is development. Okay,
Yeah,
so
I think
that's
that
one
that
of
is
the
very rational because you know, because of the pandemic, everybody has to be online, and if you're online, your product ought to be digitized. So anything that is present in the brick and mortar has to be converted to be a digitized version. And then if ever you have a process, your process has to be digitalized. Meaning to
yes.
say each and every component should always be seamless in your discovery online.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so that's
And
basically it. So you
I think
see that the difference of a digitized, which is the product, and a digitalized, which is the process, and the output is now being made on a platform that can be called a channel or a station or a page.
yes. Oo. But there's one thing I noticed that makes us
Mm.
still a third world country if we rely on that type of platform. Uh,
Uh,
if we do notice in Singapore, Hong Kong, and other Asian countries, or even Europe and USA, it's not just a matter of digitizing. The end product should be cellularized. Okay,
yeah,
everything can be
mobilize. So
accessed. It can be accessed to your cell phone.
correct,
Uh,
correct.
that's
That's another
the most
challenge. So
convenient, the most
okay.
convenient digitizing direct B2B cell phone to cell phone rather than
Mm.
brick and mortar laptop,
Uh,
PC, or uh, almost Jurassic technologies. So although they serve as the good medium, it has to be in retail packets through cell phone. Okay. So
okay, yeah, I agree with you.
it's not different from like Food Panda. You like to order directly from your cell phone. Instant gratification. Okay. You
Yeah,
don't have to go to the library. Okay. So
because in terms of equipment, the online platform has to be adaptive to the mobile thing as an equipment.
yes.
So because of the difference in size, spectrum, and specs, then whatever the tool you are using, whatever the product you are having, should now be adaptive to the mobile as an equipment. So
Yes.
it can be the presence and the marketing of it.
And I like the concept of the kalaro, no? Uh,
Yeah, we're super up. Mm-mm.
oo. I think the greater challenge there in the kalaro platform would be for newbies. Uh, of all people, the widest market will be even go beyond the millennials, no? Not our
Okay.
traditional concept of gaming, no?
Yeah.
Uh,
In fact, we would like to tie up with you because of your Feng Shui, and then we like to add up something like that. to another site, no, not on the basic site, but on a conduit site, because we've
No,
got
no
some
problem.
predictability mode.
Yeah. No problem about that. On the going back to my discussion on the kalaro or e-gaming, the real challenge there is for the kids. You know, the kids' big market. The real challenge there is to how to develop educational games, which in the
Yeah,
process makes it more interesting beyond modules for them to learn faster.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make it fun learning for them.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good because the journey on a nature mode, we like it to be from competitive to entertainment and then to fun. Because not everybody can be a champion, not everybody can be a star. So in our customer journey, we are adding the vector of learning via having a Kalaro Academy, and we are adding the social embrace for which there will be a Kalaro Cares. So I mean to say, after the journey of a gamer, that will now be converted to be a team player, a
Yes.
tournament engager, and then to that of being a fan, and to that of being a subscriber in our media. Not everybody can be a star. Not
Yes.
everybody can be a champion. But the energy that you may have can still be recovered or uh, reassessed so that it can now bring the new you. So you can now take another journey as a player, and who knows, you might be now a champion, and now you can now be a new star. But still, on your third one, you may not be anymore still capable.
Uh-huh.
So meaning to say that the cycle now becomes complete because of the training and the social embrace. And then whatever energy you have can now be bestowed on society. Because after giving you some training and the energy is still there and you still not become a champion, then you can now be being an advocate of the sport and then promulgate it by having smaller groups of trainees, etc. And then you can now transfer your skills to others. So the cycle, which ought now to be vicious, because in a competition, there really will be losers, now
Uh-huh.
becomes empathic.
Uh-huh.
So the empathic cycle now will be more trackable, mean to say you can see his journey on where he's failing. It can now be gentle because you will not be making a garbage out of him because he did not win. And it will now be holistic because at the end of the line, every gamer is still a human and it has to strike a work-life balance.
The the only thing I think again we need to look back from our vintage education system.
Yeah. We
Uh,
go back to education because it produces a new Aldric, it produces a new Rolly, it produces a new gamer.
there there is that element of transformation, but
Yeah.
the objectives must be clear at the onset. Like it's like curriculum development, like our PE, our physical education, which that's where we really start learning about gaming. Uh, from there are two types, no? Individual sports and team sports. Okay,
Yeah.
so the key points lang are team sports are supposed to teach us teamwork. Okay, we play basketball five in a team, so we know how to uh,
Uh,
work as a team. Individual sports, you're let's say you're a discus player, so it's only between you and your discus. No? You discuss between the two you, the two of you only.
okay.
So it's
Well,
a
what is missing in a competition that is captured online is the live energy. But still, the hotness or the spirit lies in you to win. But you know, the live thing gives you further excitement, further energy, and that's what's missing on having a digital tournament.
Yes, yes. Actually, the motivation.
The
Uh,
motivation may be still the same because you've got to win. But you know, in the course of winning, the face-to-face thing gives another kind of excitement. Because of the differences in personality, differences in terms of skills, and you are witnessing that. But in online, because of the limited frame, limited specs of devices or different varied kind of specs of devices, it cannot be so controllable.
I see. Okay. So before we go back, I think it's time for us to have a session break. Uh, at least to orient our listeners now with
Yeah, and of course, I believe I want to ask you, what is my luck for 2021 after the break?
okay, sure. So Michael, our technical team, let's pause for a station break in the meantime.
We'll be back shortly. This is Philippine Business Feng Shui, only here on Big Media.
Empower your mind. Be informed dahil lamang ang may alam. Knowing the latest trends and issues in the society. Feed your mind with information that are reliable, fresh, and straight from the experts. Be involved here in the conversations with Chester Kidlat, broadcasting live in Big Media. This is The Conversations.
Let's dive deep into an all-boys conversation with Voice of the Boys, taking up full sessions about movies, anime, martial arts, and more. Voice of the Boys features pop culture, discussions on male topics, and issues with a hint of female perspective. Hosted by your resident voice artist, the Rick Matthews, and Voice the Slayer, Joshua Ravales. So grab a popcorn and enjoy the Voice of the Boys, only here on V81 Radio, Manila. Get into the treasure trove of undiscovered music through Napalm, your new all-Pinoy alternative music program. Whether it's rock, metal, reggae, soul, or pop, we have it covered. Napalm features upcoming Pinoy artist and musician, hosted by your alternative revivalist, Charlie Diaz, and resident rockista, Pards Moro. So sit back and relax. Enjoy Napalm, only here on V81 Radio, Manila, where alternative lives. An online program that takes you to all corners of beauty and lifestyle. This is Beauty in a Box, providing insights on how beauty and lifestyle of all kinds will be of help to everyone, may it be in their professional or personal lives, by improving one's confidence. Beauty in a Box, every Saturday, 1 p.m. Philippine time, hosted by certified makeup artist and beauty enthusiast, Aaliyah Ambre. Beauty in a Box, only here on V81 Radio, Manila. The program for the millennials that will showcase young professionals' worth, aspirations, and successes in doing what they believe is right, progressive, and inclusive. Making a difference. Making a difference. Join them as they discover the path to self and societal fulfillment while making a difference. Hosted by empowered and cool millennial Erica Mizon. Together with her cool millennials, they will be making a difference every Saturday, 3 p.m. Philippine time. Only here on V81 Radio, Manila.
Now back to Philippine Business Feng Shui, only here on Big Media.
Okay, so Rolly, we're back, no? Now, as you
Yes, we're back.
requested,
But
let's
I would like to
take a
first
look.
promote, we have two new platforms. Can Mike show our two other pictures?
Sure, sure. Marge or Michael?
So we're teaming up with True Digital with our newest show, Talk.Shop.Asia Discoveries, and they will do our production together with Big Media. So that's one platform, a new platform for us. And next,
Next picture.
Of course, we are teaming up with Kumu, which is about to be a unicorn. And with the 8 million subscribers, we are opening shows in Kumu. Talk Shows Asia. I mean to say, we'll open with Talk Biz Asia, Talk Franchise Asia. Anything that is in the middle is the vertical industry that we would like to promote.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, thank you for that. So that's through digital, through ID, and Kumu.
Okay. That's great. You gave me today an idea. Uh, I think time
I'll
is
give
right.
you a show in Kumu. We'll ask the concurrence of Charlie.
Okay. No, my idea is I hope my friend client Jeffrey Sonora. I mentioned this before to you, no, but now
Yeah.
that you've developed a lot and gained ground, it's just timing that his development also on his side. He's now in charge of FPJ Studios, Jeffrey Sonora. Okay,
All right.
so uh, there would be good synergies in terms of your broadcast platform and his technologies, where I think you can tie up.
Okay. Let's
In
set a
fact,
meeting immediately. Hmm.
we'll arrange a meeting with you, and one easily digital product that you can enter readily is, as I mentioned, you're digitalizing your programs, no? Like you can produce DVDs out of
Uh,
this for reference, no? So
uh,
your DVDs can literally become ebooks or the documentaries, no? Aside from just being online. So at least you have
yeah.
a digital hard copy. Okay, something you
Yeah.
can explore together.
Yeah,
Okay,
okay, let's explore that. Okay.
okay. Now,
Now it's
going
your
back.
time to pay me a value. So what's in store for me this 2021?
Oh, if I may recall right, you're a wood dragon, no? Your element is wood, and born in the year of the dragon. So the outlook for 2021 for dragon is very uh, bright, no?
All right,
Uh,
very good. Hmm.
this stems from the fact that the luckiest sign for the year of the ox, aside from
Okay.
the rat sign, which is the soulmate of the ox, is the rooster, no? Because
Yeah.
ox and rooster are allies, no? And rooster naman is the soulmate of dragon. Okay,
Okay.
so that by the transitivity, rooster carries your day. Okay,
Okay.
so it's a very good year also for dragon this
Very
year.
good. I love you.
So uh, that's why you're good in media, and you're no, because the wood element, as uh, if you followed the earlier episodes where we discussed the
Yeah.
elements of feng shui, lends itself well in the educational vocation or field. So actually,
Okay.
what you're into now is still uh, the larger digital spectrum now of education,
Yeah.
especially in the pandemic. Okay, so
Yes. Agree.
uh, with that insight alone, you can mine that data from a feng shui viewpoint,
Hmm.
or short of saying, exploit that opportunity this year. No, so all your journey milestones and your programs can come into fruition with the right energy and efforts and focus.
All right.
Okay, go for it, and uh, as much as possible, The more you partner with roosters, the better.
All
Okay?
right. Very
If
good.
you don't
Thank
have
you.
a rooster partner, take care of a rooster as a mascot.
What what
Okay.
are, what are the years of a rooster?
These are uh, well, President Duterte is rooster, no?
Oh,
1945. Okay, so you just add 12 years.
how old
Uh,
is he?
I think 76 or something, or 75, no?
Okay.
So,
Well,
uh,
I can search that. I can search.
so every 12 years.
Rooster.
So 1945 plus 12, 1957 plus 12, 69. These are roosters. But in the absence of a human rooster partner, you can use a mascot. Uh,
Yeah.
Even if you just take care of a small Japanese bantam rooster, at least it will not be disturbing your neighborhood as it crows
Ah,
in the morning. No? Yeah, that's a
yeah.
good mascot. Okay.
Okay, I'll follow through your advice. Hmm.
And of course, your lucky color being wood is green. So
Green.
go green all the way, 50 shades of green. But this year, the luckiest color is white. So you're wearing the right outfit now, green and white. No?
All
Okay.
right, white and green. Thank you. Hmm.
So uh, something you can use in your business formats in terms of corporate identity programs. Your
Yeah.
logos could be green, uh, any tone, no? That makes you happy. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
that's about it for career. Uh, in terms of financials, you have all the potential to make it big this year. Okay. So just have the perseverance to follow through your goals. No? Of course, uh, the classic advice remains. No,
No.
uh, when it comes to financials, as much as possible, avoid debt. Okay, and never lend money also. Okay,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. So just be efficient and be effective also. Okay.
All right.
So
So thank you. I will get my second set of advices personally with you.
okay, okay. I'll send you later. I'll send you a set of reading for
Yeah.
2021 for a year of the dragon, and I will send you a list of calendar of lucky days for dragon. That's where you can
Yeah.
make big decisions, and
Yeah.
a calendar of unlucky days. So
Okay.
these are
Yeah,
days
please
that you
do.
should lie low, no? You can defer any, let's say, closing of sale or ano to your lucky day instead of
Yeah.
unlucky days. Okay, to manage your luck efficiently.
Yeah.
Okay,
Agree.
so any other questions so far?
None. What I wish is that we ought to collaborate so that we can partner with Jeffrey Sonora, and then we can further partner with, I'll including the top 1,000 enabler of the top 1,000 brand partners for Carao.
Okay, so uh, I think yeah, just send me yung rate card so in terms of
Calendars
the
of luck and
advertising trade.
not so good luck. And then I'll send you a trigger note regarding our collaboration with Jeffrey.
Okay. And what else that would be critical for? Well, you have a very good program, Talk.Shop.Asia. I would just like to suggest uh, if you can have that kind of interaction of import export
Yeah.
business matching with uh, Asians abroad, even on SMEs level, no?
Yeah.
Uh, like uh, another thing that I can help siguro is I'll make you meet one of my clients, uh, Gem Foods. They're a
Yeah, please.
consolidator. They supply consumer goods, Filipino consumer goods, to 32 countries abroad.
Okay.
So all Filipino groceries in
All right.
Europe, Canada, and United States. Okay, so this can be an export avenue for our local partners, for your
Yeah.
TSA partners. Uh, one day, I'll set up a meeting with you so you can arrange how you can conduit them with your partners.
All right.
Okay.
Well, thank you for that in advance.
So my only concern now is how I don't know if you have what you call mentoring or programs, or even let's say what we call like in other countries they have uh, angels or white knight programs, uh, angel investors, right? Like venture
Yeah, we have
capitalists.
a conduit Manila Main, no, Manila Angel Investors Network. They're also our conduit, and then we can get onto them.
Because my only primary concern now is I was shocked. I had a client uh, from Marikina, no? They're one of the pioneers of the shoe industry. And
Okay.
you'll be surprised how our shoe industry is dying. Well, of course, that is
Yeah.
edged out by importations, especially from China, no? But
Yeah.
naman, sayang, the quality of
The,
our
the, uh, the artisan part of shoemaking is dying, really.
yes, yes. In fact, one of these days, I'd like you to meet one of the pioneers. He was one of the first guys sent for technology transfer by our government to New Hampton in England, near London.
Uh,
And
yeah.
you'll be surprised, New Hampton pala is their Marikina in England. Okay? So most of the best shoemakers graduate from their technology school there. Okay?
Yeah.
So now, it's a dying industry. If only uh, some angel can resurrect it, but the way to
Yeah.
go is to export. No? Locally, of course, we support local. If we can have a program for them, that's okay. But
Yeah.
export is the best route because it's uh, economically anti bad economic cycles because of the forex earnings. Okay, so
Yeah.
uh,
Okay. So that's the
anti-cyclical.
third collaboration. The first is Jeffrey, second is the grocery, global grocery, and third is the shoemaking company.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So meantime, that's it. Let's start in small steps to expand your horizons. Hopefully, by your 8th year, you have double the prosperity from
Of
now.
course.
So sayang, we have no
O
open
nga, no, on
forum
my
because
AJ, we have to be bombastic. And all our KPIs should be doubled.
okay.
Tall
So
order.
so far, what's our time? Oh, we still have 30 minutes. Okay.
This program is 1.5. I thought it's only 1 hour.
Oh, it's up to 9:30. Are you open? Let's entertain some questions.
Yeah, please. So I can be entertaining a last question because I only budgeted a 1 hour stay in
Ah,
your program because
you have another
there's
meeting.
a meeting awaiting for me.
So okay. So I hope our listeners tonight, our fellow learners, in your journey, uh, will be fellow travelers too in
Ah,
the near future. No? So with that, I'd like to thank you for sparing your time tonight, and happy 6th anniversary to you and all your partners. And hopefully, we can explore more areas of working hand in hand for a better Philippines.
All right.
So, any parting words?
Thank you. Okay, so can we have a posting for a screenshot?
Okay.
Okay, so I'll do it myself. Okay, 1, 2, 3, screenshot.
Okay.
All right, thank you for that, Aldric, and God bless you, and may you have also more power in your show.
Same to you, and remember, to you and your partners, sa ikaunlad ng bayan, Feng Shui ang
Kung
kailangan.
so yan kailangan. Yes.
Thank you. And for our team, thank you for tonight. Big video. Okay.
Bye-bye.
For harnessing luck and success in doing business. This is Philippine Business Feng Shui at your service. Sa ikaunlad ng bayan, Feng Shui ang kailangan. Hosted by your partner in luck, Master Aldric Dalumpines. Every Wednesdays at 8 p.m. See you on our next learning modules for luck in business. Only here on Big Media.